But from now on, it's your responsibility to make sure I get that shit when I leave there. Cause I really thought you had got it. Cause I was looking at that floor plan. Write the title down for me.
Okay.
Tracy, you gonna come on my page already telling me what I need to tell somebody else. You just stay in your lane. Rhonda Alfonso, what's up, baby? Well, let's see what happens with the TV is here. This is not church Black Beauty. If you look at the church service, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Make sure I got that number for the tax office too. The, Would you send that thing to me?
Yes, I did.
All right. Thing is rolling. Sister Red, all right.
10 seconds.
All righty.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. And good Friday evening to you, and welcome again to still the most controversial television talk show anywhere on the planet. Thank you so very much for being here with me on tonight. Hope you're feeling all right, and you're ready for another night of information and informative show, I believe. Probably gonna be a little controversial. Um, I had planned. I really wanted to do a real soft show tonight, real mild mannered, laid back show. I really did. I had even talked about some of it this morning on my radio show. But as the day progressed, and I do have the right to change my mind, as the day progressed and I got on the air and I saw where another child had been shot 15 years old last night. I thought that, well, maybe the light show can wait till light day. 15-year-old gets shot at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, when I heard about the 15-year-old getting shot, I said, here we go again. But then, when I looked at it, and the report was that the 15-year-old, was he walking from the store?
Yes.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. The issue was not even so much the child getting shot as to why was a 15-year-old in the streets at 1 o'clock in the morning. That became my biggest issue. The kid did not die. But the issue becomes, why was the young man at 1 o'clock in the morning in the streets? Where was the young man's parents? If there was no father, why did not the mother say, boy, don't take your ass out of this house? Why aren't you at home? That's my issue. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it without any fear of what you may think about it. I was on Facebook, and some people were talking about they marching tomorrow in Orange Mountain. What the hell for? Why y'all marching? You young activists, why y'all marching? What is your marching going to do? I responded to somebody named, I think her name was Mika, is it Baskin? That was on Facebook. We march, we meeting in the park tomorrow, we marching. For what? What is marching going to do? Not a damn thing. Y'all been marching before Martin Luther King died. And ain't nothing changed at all. Nothing. Then there's another group, let's just pray about it. We gonna have a prayer meeting. I ain't going to no damn prayer meetings. Damn sure ain't going to no march. I'm only gonna get involved with someone who has a strategy or a plan of action. All this marching, and look, let me tell you something. Y'all crazy if you go in the march. Why are you marching? We marching for the children. Hell, they're getting shut down, so what you marching for? The marching has not worked. Your prayers have not worked. You spent too much time on your knees and not standing upright to do the upright things that need to be done in our communities that make a difference. I'm sorry. I support no marching. And if you want to pray, pray at the house. Prayer is always in order. But if there is no plan of action, I'm not in it. I don't care. Don't call me with it. Don't come on my pages with it. Because you really just don't give a damn about doing nothing else but marching. Hell, I ain't finna get out there bad as my knees be hurting, marching with you ignorant ass Negroes who gonna keep on doing the same damn thing with no changes. See, where's the meeting's gonna be that says men are going to patrol their neighborhoods at night? We're gonna take us some backs out in the street. We're going to take control of our own neighborhoods. We're going to hold the thugs, the drug killers, the murderers. We're going to hold them for the police. We're going to tell, we're going to snitch. Snitching is in season now. We're going to snitch and tell who the murderers, the rapists, the robbers, and the drug dealers are in our communities. We're going to rid our communities of these misfits by getting involved. Then you got my support. Then I'm going to get involved. But I ain't marching. It's cold, knees hurt, and marching has not changed one thing. Not one thing. See, and I put a post up about a few months ago when the guy got killed, that the marshals were looking for, and he was foolish enough to shoot at the U.S. Marshals, and they killed him. You wanted to riot, you activists. You wanted to riot then. And you did riot. You tore up some things in your own community. But here it is, we've had 3 separate shootings with 3 deaths and another child shot. And I haven't heard an activist say nothing. Tammy Sawyer, Commissioner Tammy Sawyer, where you at? You were all involved, all you politicians that wanted to be in front of the news cameras a few months ago, where are you at now? What's the plan? Somebody give me the plan and I'm going to support the plan. City Council and County Commission come out with this thing, and please don't call me right now, I don't want to talk to your ass. Let me just. What you want? Bitch, you a fool. At 401-6915. Well, y'all call this bitch and tell this bitch she's one of the problems in our community. 401-6915. Goo goo gaga. Bitch, go in there with that bitch you call your mammy, cause she's an ignorant bitch for even having a piece of like you. This is our issue. We crazy. We're idiots. We don't even take what is going on seriously in our community. You don't take it seriously. This bitch here, goo goo gaga. Bitch, you probably got that from them 29 children you got at your house right now. When are we going to get some sense? And let me warn you, if you're looking for one of them nice talk show hosts that talk real nice and ain't gonna talk about folk, you on the wrong damn channel, you're on the wrong social media page, because I'm gonna tell it just like it is, raw and uncut. If you don't like my delivery, get off the pages now, or cut your TV on as the world turns edge of night, or searching for tomorrow with all your children. Because I got to tell it, and I was going to talk about something real sexual tonight, but we know of it. I was going to talk about sexual fantasies, but I can't waste my time with that one tonight. But I do want to get into something. I want to get into something real serious, especially for you women tonight. And somebody's putting on here, thank you, Lorraine, black people don't know when to be serious. You don't. Goo goo gaga. You got to be the dumbest bitch in the world. You just got to be plumb crazy not to see the seriousness of what is going on. You can't. Everything's a joke until it's your baby that's been killed, till it's your mama that's been raped or robbed. Then you want the community support. You want everybody to get behind you. When your mama gets raped, when your child gets shot, You who would not snitch on somebody else, you want everybody to snitch now. You want to tell, who was it that raped my mama? Who was it that shot my child? You want that when it's you, but you do not want to be there for the rest of the community. When you sit back and you say it's okay that I know who it was that killed those children, but I'm not gonna tell because I'm down for my boys. I'm down for the gang. We don't snitch. We don't tell. You a fool. You are a misfit. You are a coward. When are we as a people going to understand that these killers that are running loose in our community don't care about you? If they will kill a child, they'll kill you. And some ignorant ass woman got one of these killers laying up in her house. Because they all still here in Memphis. Ain't got gas money to get out of town. They still here in Memphis. And you know, somebody knows who they are. But if I knew who you were, I'd turn you in. I don't even want no reward. I'd turn you in. Some mama, right now, you know your son is one of the shooters that either shot the 10-year-old on Sunday, either shot the 16 and the 6-year-old on Monday, shot the 15-year-old last night. You know. That's my baby. I can't turn my baby in. Police gonna have to do their job. I hope they kill your son. I do everything that is within me. I hope your son attempts to run from the police. I hope he has a weapon and tries to pull it up on the police, and the police shoot him 2,900 times. Can't even embalm him because the embalming fluid just keep on running out of him. But you want somebody to care about you and yours. But you have no concern, you have no care for anybody else. Real men. Most of you don't know what a real man is. And that's what I want to take time and talk about on tonight. And I got to do it off my head because I had all my notes for this show on my desk, and Dale didn't make sure I got my notes. That's your job, Dale. Make sure I got all my notes. You did a great job at typing out my notes, but you didn't send me on email, so I got to strain my little eyes and try to read this. But a lot of this is going to be off my head anyway. Many of you as women, the reason that you're covering up for the bad acts of your man is because you as a female, you don't even know what a real man is. You can't define. Please don't call me. I don't want to talk to none of y'all. New Jersey, please, damn, I don't want to talk to you. When I get ready to talk to you, I'll tell you the number will be on the screen. I'll tell you I want to talk to you. Many of you you've never had an example of a real man in your life. Never. So I want to talk tonight, take my little time and talk to you. Does a woman know what a real man is if she's never had a real father. Now, that's deep if you think about it. Does a woman know what a real man is and she's never had a real father? Most little girls love their daddies. Most little girls, when they start to coat, y'all still call it coating, or when they start to dating them, they look for the characteristics of their fathers. They want men who work like their daddy, who act like their daddy, who dress like their daddy, who treat them like daddy treats mama. Fathers have a special spot with their daughters. Most little girls are daddy's babies. And when she defines a man, she compares that man to her father. What he does, how he does it, his behavior towards them, his attitude towards mama, and each small thing has an impact on little girls. Those of you who have had fathers in your house who were strong, real men, you find that your mindset about men that you come in contact with is different than your girlfriend who never knew her daddy, who never had an example of manhood in the house. And that becomes an important factor. Little girls adore their daddy for everything he does when he's a good daddy, and start dreaming of marrying a man who is just like my daddy, or close to him. Moms are loving, they're nurturers, but dads are super protective. Dads teach girls to be strong and weak at the same time. Dads set an example for all future relationships, both romantic and non-romantic. Fathers are like role models, or should be role models, for their daughters. When fathers encourage daughters to do something, they make sure they do it and come out with flying colors because they want daddy to feel good. My baby girl, Dominique Michelle Matthews, has an entrepreneurial spirit. I remember when Dominique had one of them, which y'all call good government jobs, where you get the benefits and all that kind of stuff. You get that FMA, FLM, or whatever it is, when you get off, whatever it is. Good paying job, insurance, time she walked in the door, daddy helped her get the job. Then she decides about 2 years in to quit the job. So I says, Dominique, why you quit your good job? because I want my own business. I said, Dominique, why you want your own business? And you got a good job. Then Dominique throws Thaddeus back at me. You didn't want to work for nobody, daddy. You can't work for nobody, daddy. You don't have the right attitude, daddy. And I'm just like you. And I want my own business. What the hell was I to say? Because at that moment, my daughter was being me. My example was showing up in my child. So now Dominique has her own insurance agency. Dominique has an office downtown Memphis. Have to go by the little people and sign in and catch the elevator to go up. And I went to her, what do they call that thing, Dale, that I went to at her office? You know when you get your new office and there's a word y'all call that stuff when y'all celebrating. I don't know, but I went in that and she made a speech that said, and she said, I'm just like my daddy. I felt a little moistness over here in the corner of my eye. I did that. It was real touching to me. That I had been the example, the role model for her success. But can a woman who has never had a great father, who was a real man, I'm talking about a man that worked from can to can. He worked 2 and 3 jobs if he had to make sure that you ate and you were clothed well, that you were provided well for. That man that didn't cuss your mama out. That man that even told your mama, don't you work, you stay here at the house and take care of these children. And I'm gonna go out and be the provider. Yeah, those type of men. You saw how your daddy was a real man to your mama. And did not that make you, as a woman, after seeing an example of what a real man does, did that not make you want to have a man like your daddy? Man, you know damn well I'm on the air, okay? I'm on the air. You as a woman, what is it that you want in a man? What is it that you want in a man? When you hear these busters calling on the air, and they're talking ignorant, they're talking crazy, and you hear a female in the background giggling, you think his foolishness is cute. You think his ignorance is cute. It just shows just how foolish you are. the reason that many of you look for weak men because you meet a man and you think you can make this man into the father that you never had. Yeah, you never had a good daddy, so you don't know what a real man is, so you pick up this nothing ass Negro that can't even tie up his shoes, can't pull up his pants. So every other word, you know, mine, mine, this, mine, that type of ignorance. See, mine is like this, mine. Mine. Hey, mine. Even call you mine. Are you, when you pick these damn fools, these idiots, these misfits of masculinity, when you pick them, are you looking to make this nothing into something, the something that you were missing in your life? Every little girl wants her daddy. I often hear Dale talking about she had two daddies. She had her biological daddy. I think it's Joe Sidney or somebody. Is that his name?
Yes.
Joe Sidney. Then I hear her talk about Walter Wells. Walter Wells was the man that married her mama. Walter Wells was not her biological father, but he was everything that a biological father was supposed to be. That's not to talk bad about Joe Sidney. Joe Sidney and mama just wasn't together. She knew where Joe Sidney was, could call Joe Sidney, and every now and then she may make a call to Joe Sidney. But Walter was daddy. Walter was the provider. From her description, he was a massive man, about 6'4", 6'5", 300 some odd pounds, a former football player at the one and only Manassas High School. But he married Dale's mom, Miss Brenda. Had other children then by Miss Brenda, but never treated Dale any differently. In fact, when I listened to Dale, he had other children from previous relationships. You know how we do. I think he'd even been married before. I think her name was Brenda, wasn't it? Yeah. See, I remember, I've been listening to you sometimes. He likes Brendas.
Shut up.
But Dale, who was Brenda's oldest child, was the one that he put all his faith in, all of his trust in. He molded her. He taught her how to fight. Taught her the martial arts. He was a jailer in the prison system, federal prison systems, that they move around the country. That's when I keep Dale with her, who she can drop kick your ass. Anyway, she'll hit you in the head with a board, hit you in the head with a telephone, stick a butcher knife in your ties. I found that one out today. But he molded her, because back then she was a little skinny thing. And she ain't skinny no more. But he molded her to be able to not only take care of herself physically, but to be able to take care of herself socially, so that no man could make a fool out of her, even in his death. Because he knew that the love that his wife Brenda had for him, she would not be able to handle the business of his death. Left everything in Dale's charge. So Dale grew up in an atmosphere of seeing a man take care of a woman and children. And let me say something to you women whose biological fathers were not there. And you use this terminology, stepdad, stepfather, which I don't like that word, stepfather. See, blood does not make father. Actions make father. Love makes fathers. Responsibility makes father, not chemistry. You can have all the chemistry you want, but if there is no bond there, then he just a man that screwed your mama. When I look at this thing called manhood. See, I didn't have my father around, so I listened to her stories about her having a father. And sometimes I find myself jealous because I didn't have no daddy, I didn't have no father, I didn't have no protector, no provider as a man. I didn't have nobody to teach me how to be a man. I had to get mine in the streets, and I learned some wrong lessons. But gratefully, I was able to get on the right track. Yeah, but when I listened at Dale talk about the love that she had for this man, how he wouldn't let her go without, wouldn't let the children go without. If his wife went on a job, she didn't really have to work. He really didn't want brother to work. Told me about when some folk would holler at her or get out of order, brother, come home. And he was the type of man that had the respect that when husband spoke, the submission that a wife is supposed to have. She came home, didn't talk back. Dale would tell me, because Dale went up to the white folks' school. What was that, in Philadelphia?
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Huh? Pennsylvania. Dale was the only little colored in the whole school. Sometimes you think I don't be listening to your stories. I remember Dale telling the story about they were doing Black History Month or something, and they wanted you to be the slave.
No, they wanted me to write a report on the slave.
They wanted her to write a report on the slave, and what happened, Dale?
And he said no.
And her daddy said, come just a little bit closer, Dale. You might not want to come on camera, but.
I do not.
Okay. The white people wanted, because see, you was on a little speck at the whole school, right?
I was the only African American at the school.
No, you was the only little nigga child at the school. African American, okay. And what did you think about the report when the report came out? I mean, when they told you they want you to write about a slave.
Well, the whole class had to write about it, but I said
I don't know nothing about being no slave. I walked up, look at this.
Uh-huh.
And he said, you ain't doing this.
You ain't doing this shit. Uh-huh.
I'll be up there tomorrow.
And daddy
Went up,
came to the school.
and I didn't have to do it.
Okay? That's what daddies do. Daddies are protectors. And women quit using the word stepdaddy. Because if you got a man and your children ain't his, and he takes care of your children like they are his, he's a man that stepped up and did what the real daddy didn't do. Boy, you in this house. But does the female know what a real man is if she never had a real father? I can flip that. I can flip that. A man does not know what being a real man is unless he have had an example of fatherhood, an example of being a real man. See, I grew up in an era, and I'm grateful for those old women that I had. My auntie, that when my 16-year-old mother delivered me April the 1st, 1957 at 12:30 p.m. at John Gaston Hospital on a rainy Monday afternoon. When I was born, that Molly Beatrice Matthews, who had raised my mama Mabel Lee Jordan, said that this boy gonna be something. She legally adopted me, my grandaunt. I was born Thaddeus Augustus Jordan. Most folks don't even know that. You didn't know that one, did you, Dale?
I did know that one.
I told you that one happened. I was born Thaddeus Augustus Jordan. My auntie went to court. Benjamin Hooks was the judge, and I took on the name Matthews. And my 16-year-old mother didn't know nothing about no real man. My mama was just hot and fast betwixt the legs. But can I share with you that almost 63 years later, I'm so glad my mama was fast. Because had not my mama been fast, I wouldn't be here. Thank you, Mabel. If you're looking down on me, thank you for being fast. And getting with that man by the name of George Williams from North Memphis, from Balwall. That I met only one time in my life. Only once. And as a young boy growing up, I didn't know what it was to go hungry, no. I couldn't tell the stories. I didn't have nothing but some peanut butter sandwiches and banana bread and stuff. I can't say that. I ate good all my life as a child. I was reading and writing at 3 and 4 years old. I was teaching Sunday school grown folk at 8 years old. I was an advanced child because even in my mama's fastness, good God Almighty, God had a plan in her sin. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. God took what some call a sin and turned it into a sensation. That'd be me. My mom, see, it was a thing back in the day, and some churches still do it. There was a rumbling at the Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church at 114 Henry in Maine when I was born. They wanted my mama to stand before the church and apologize. Why is that thing so loud? Apologize for my being born. My auntie, Molly B. Matthews, my great-grandmama, Willie Victoria Laster, said, Reverend Slade, that was E.L. Slade, she ain't gonna stand up before no church and apologize for a life that God allowed to happen. Y'all would have to know them old women that raised me, that a lot of that boldness that I have came from them women. But as I grew older, and the women were good to me. They taught me how to iron. I could probably out-iron the average woman. I just don't have to iron no more. Thank you, Jesus. I grew up in the era where before the dryer, I remember when the dryer came out. I used to have to hang the clothes on the clothes line. Let the air blow through them. Yeah. Iron the sheets and things. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But even as I progressed older and those women were good for me, every now and then, even though I wouldn't show it, I had a longing for a daddy. Yeah. That because his DNA was in me, I had a longing. There was something missing. I never acted like, because in my household as I grew up, there was never a discussion about daddy. I think, Dale, I was about 14 years old, maybe 15, when I finally asked, what's his name? I didn't even know my daddy's name. I asked my mama, because my mama never had a conversation with me about my daddy. I knew I had to have one. I knew a little bit about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and all that. I knew, I had to have a dad. I just didn't know him. I got curious. I asked, what's my daddy's name? She told me George Williams. I said, okay. I didn't think no more about it. I just wanted to know what his name was. Then I went on and I started making the little boy mistakes, and because I was listening to what I thought were older guys in the streets that knew what manhood was all about. They were telling me about how to be a man and telling me to screw all these women, and I did. All them girls, and that makes you a man. Damn. See, the father that I am today, I ain't always been. And see, that's what I'm telling you, brothers. It don't get too late. I ain't always been the daddy that my children could be proud of. Because I got my lessons on manhood in the wrong class. I went to the wrong class. I went to the street class. My teachers didn't have no daddies either. I didn't have sense enough to understand that if they didn't have no daddy, how you gonna tell me how to be a man? Because you don't know how to be no man. I kept on longing to know who I really am. Because I had sense enough, as I got older, I had sense enough to know when I started figuring out this DNA thing. I had sense enough to realize that if I got a part of my mom, I had to have a part of my daddy, because my daddy is a seed planter. Yeah, I had to have something, and I kept wondering how much of me is him. I got older and I got into one of my businesses where I was in the business of tracking people down. I was a bounty hunter, and I was a repo man, and in the repo business and the bounty hunting, you got to research and do background search, and I had all kinds of data. I had the ability to find George Williams, but I didn't. I couldn't bring myself in my 50s. I was in my 50s then. My late 40s and 50s. I couldn't bring myself to coming face to face with who I was. And that's the reason a lot of us as men, we're failing, is because we don't know how to come face to face with who we really are. Take the good part and discard the bad. I didn't know nothing about my daddy until my daddy died. And when I found out he was dead, he had been dead about 3-4 years. And I happened to be in a place, and a guy called himself my cousin, said, they brought in another guy with him, his worker, said, "This your cousin." So I don't know this nigga here. Nigga ain't no damn kin to me. That nigga too black. My peoples be light skinned and caramel complected. Nigga, you ain't no kin to me. I told that nigga that. Why you want me some kin to me? I don't know you. The other guy says, "Well, he's your daddy's cousin, so that makes him your cousin." I said, "Your daddy dead." I said, I didn't know what to feel. I didn't, because I didn't have no feelings. I didn't have no feelings about him being dead, because hell, I didn't know him when he was living. And it's like now, if I don't like you, I ain't going to your funeral. I didn't like you when you was alive. Why I gotta like you because you dead? Okay. The guy said, "I'm gonna bring you a funeral program." So I said, okay, fine. Brought me a funeral program from my daddy's funeral. And I started to reading his obituary. First thing I did when I picked up the program, you know how they have a picture of you on the program? I wanted to see if that was any resemblance, because folk had always told me I looked like my mama. I wanted to see if there was some resemblance between me and the man that was supposed to be my daddy. He had on glasses. I looked at the picture, and I look at the picture, and I could see a slight resemblance. It's okay. I opened up the program and I started reading his obituary. And as I was reading his obituary, it was almost as though I was reading my own. George Williams, he said, was bold and he was blunt. I said, yeah, I got a little bit of that. I checked that off. Had in the program that many called him arrogant. I said, yeah, that. Check that off too. He dibbled and dabbled around politics. I said, damn, let me check that one off too. Then it said he was an entrepreneur. It said he had had a newspaper once. And I said, I had a newspaper too. Back in the 90s, I had a newspaper. Then as I held the program, a tear rolled down my face. I said, oh, I hit the mic. I said, what I'm crying for? I didn't know the man. He had never been in my life. He never showed up. He knows about none of my successes. He knows nothing about what I've been through in life. He wasn't there to take me through nothing. Why am I crying? I didn't know this man. Then it hit me. You just met him. You just met him. I said, how I just meet him? And this is the reason I tell men, it's important that whatever place you are in your life, you take time to find out who you are so that you can find out who your son is. We'll be back right after, I'm way into past commercial time at it. We'll be back after these commercial messages. What was they doing in there? Yeah, when the mics went up loud.
They were saying that they couldn't hear it, so she was trying to, there wasn't the mic, it was she was checking the TV.
Huh?
She was checking the TV.
But was the volume okay?
Yes.
What's going on tonight? Girl, you wearing that dress? I know you is too. Ain't the Lord good? Oh, that's good. With that pear taste in it. My eyes burning. did I eat? And I got my hand.
Shit, I don't know.
What did we eat?
Blue City,
Oh, there ain't no steak sauce, is it?
might be.
And I hadn't washed my hands since.
That's now them nuts. That's what you got.
I got a nut in my eye. Don't want no nut in my eye. Well, hush, that is. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Man, if you come in here another motherfucking time,
That's my guy. He makes
wait a
sure
minute,
I move.
wait a minute. You come here another time with all them damn pieces and stuff, and you just walk past me.
You supposed to have got some, last Friday, so if you want some now,
I couldn't eat before y'all eat and I had to go.
but you still can come in here and get some when you know food is already in here.
Yeah, then you supposed to just, if you like it, eat it.
What all you got?
Well, you got wraps tonight.
Wraps and pizza.
Yeah.
You got some what?
A little bit of everything tonight.
So make sure you stop in here, Daddy, you're all welcome.
Oh. Just walk in here with the damn pizza thing and,
You know, I thought you would've got some last week.
no, cause I leave on out, after the show.
Come on now, y'all at least taste it.
You got a pizza shop?
Yeah, home base, man, no overhead.
Huh?
Home base currently, no
Okay.
overhead.
You did your income tax?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, do that.
Dale, put that number on here.
And you gonna take my folks and I'm doing taxes too, in the same car.
Do what?
And you gonna take my folks and I'm doing taxes in the same car. I told you I went better days too.
Hmm.
My little strong too, just like yours.
Hush, little baby.
Why are you singing that?
I don't know. I've been singing church songs all day.
All day?
Ooh.
Make sure you try it.
What's the name of your business?
Guiltless Eats, meal prep and more. I do meal prep and healthy alternatives.
What now?
The pizza is cauliflower crust. Guiltless Eats, meal prep and more.
I tried to get you to.
Is
order
that healthy? That's that healthy?
Yes,
eating?
Yes,
I'm
that's what I'm
sorry.
gonna say,
Healthy
that,
alternative.
you cussed me out. We're about to
Some
talk about
healthy
ordering your
pizza?
lunch.
How the hell you gonna have a healthy
That's-
pizza?
see, that's, I told you.
Well, the
See,
crust
see.
isn't bread. It's cauliflower.
We're gonna try it, we're gonna try it.
Can I have a piece right now? I'm gonna eat your pizza on TV
Yeah,
and give me your card.
I got his information, she probably saved in the phone.
I'm trying to give me a free piece of pizza to eat. I'm hungry.
That's
Yeah.
you getting it.
Okay.
Now, this folks tried to set up something before, so this is what I do. You like it, I'll bring you a personal payment.
Yeah, bring me a whole person paying next week. Hell. Cause she got that tight ass skirt on, don't mean she get all the damn pizza. Hurry up, girl, before I get back, before the TV come back on, bring me my pizza. Cause I'm gonna eat it on TV. Give me your card, man, with your name and your business
No,
on.
I have just my fruit card. I have 3 different ones.
Well, write your name down and the name of your business, so
Yes, sir.
so I can set up your black business owner. Yeah, man could eat this piece on TV. And you said the crust is made out of what?
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower. I don't like cauliflower, but,
You wouldn't know
You
if I
wouldn't
didn't
know
tell
the
you.
difference.
huh?
You won't know the difference.
Are you friends?
Mm. What's his name is from Monet what?
Phillips.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna forget my name, I know you ain't.
No, I ain't get.
Well, I don't know, but the dress might make you forget my name.
The what?
My dress might make you forget my name.
Yeah. Dress makes you kind of forget a few things.
Did you try?
Oh.
Try that. Healthy alternative.
I'm gonna try it on TV.
Yeah. Says healthy alternative.
That's
Everything pretty much that you can get.
You call it
fast food
Guiltless
wise.
Eats?
Guiltless Eats. Uh-huh. The wraps are back there too, the chicken and salmon wraps, pizza. I don't cook it with beef or pork, turkey-based meats only, turkey sausage, turkey ham.
Hold
turkey-
on just a minute. Bring me back after this commercial.
Okay.
This ain't vegan, is it?
Vegan?
Vegan or whatever it is. See, I don't even know how to say the
My
word.
purpose is Just to help develop healthier eating habits. It is to take you away.
Now, I'm gonna tell you how it really tastes to me.
Yeah, it's fine,
I'm gonna be honest.
that's fine. I need a nap.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. You know, there's a show that comes on after me, the Monette Phillips Show. And I was talking, and she walked in here with one of them tight ass dresses on. She got big old thighs and stuff. And girl, put your legs down now. Don't do it to the pastor.
Mom and daddy,
Your mom and daddy? No, your mama did that. If your daddy got thighs shaped like that.
nah, my dad had to make me know to get
Huh,
it.
yeah. But I got distracted a moment when she walked through here. But she got a guy that comes with her every week. He's got a business. He's an entrepreneur. His name is Montreal, London. Okay? And come here with stacks of pizza. They be eating on her show. I just never stay around to eat. And I was hungry. I'm hungry. And I said, give me some of that pizza. Now, this pizza is it for the what you call them peoples?
No, it's just a healthy alternative.
It's a healthy alternative. What come on, come a little bit closer.
No problem.
I don't want you on the set.
No problem. No problem.
But it's
Cauliflower
cauliflower what?
crust
Crust.
instead of the bread.
Still what?
Instead of bread.
Instead of bread.
Mm-hmm. No beef
So-
or pork.
While I'm on this little health kick I'm supposed to be on, I can eat this
Exactly.
and it don't bother,
It wouldn't compromise the health
it
care.
would compromise. Now, I have not tasted it. I'm gonna tell you, girl, quit walking and I'm talking. Damn, how man supposed to concentrate? I'm gonna try this on the, I'm gonna tell you whether it's good or not. Yes.
Yeah, it ain't cool, that should be cool off enough.
Huh?
Oh, I thought it's cool enough when you brought it to the food.
Let's see.
Now, what that one is turkey sausage.
It what now?
That's turkey sausage.
There's
romaine,
turkey sausage on
Roma
here,
tomato, red onion,
red
and
onions.
spinach. No flour, anything that's low.
Yeah, I'm on here trying to eat pizza like white folk. Wait a minute.
There you go. There you go.
This is the way you do it.
There you go. So you get all the flavors. Spinach, red onion, Roma tomato, and the turkey sausage. No beef or pork.
No beef or pork.
Turkey-based meats only, turkey pepperoni, turkey sausage, grilled chicken, or ground turkey, or turkey. Just designed to keep you away from the bread, you know, it's a healthy alternative,
Yeah, you don't have no bread.
exactly.
Mm.
So that gives you a healthy alternative.
Mm.
If you wanted burritos, if you're doing Taco Bell, I do wraps. If
Mm.
you want burgers, I do
Cause
turkey.
what now?
I'm just, it's basically what we do fast.
We got a napkin over there. Damn. Oh, you can give me one out.
See, it tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's meant to develop you a healthier eating pattern from what we do so far as any fast foods, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do fast food, I got a version of it just to give you a healthier version.
Mm-hmm.
Without compromising what you're doing so far as any weight loss goals, any diet, you know. Some that are extreme on their health, their fitness, my
Mm-hmm.
food would be a cheat day for them. Depending on if they're doing bodybuilding, anything like that, but other than that, you know, my thing is.
Man, this is good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do what?
Meal prep also.
Do what kind of prep?
Meal prep.
Meal prep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You see the meal preps, y'all give folks the same thing every damn day.
No, sir. No, sir.
You can't do nothing with no chicken, can you?
No, sir. Like meal preppers, one of these, is grilled chicken, roasted potatoes.
What you gonna do with, that's a meal prep?
Yes, sir. I do those also.
That's one meal?
Yes, sir.
Those
So
some
what that
skipping
is
meals.
just for the convenience of the fact that some people time, they don't have time to eat, we eat for convenience. If we gotta eat for convenience, we're gonna probably eat bad. So, it's meant to give you still a little.
Ain't no more. Okay. Do you have a shop, man, or store?
Remember, I told you homemade,
Your home base?
my overhead, man.
So,
I'm listening to
can people, I'm just spitting crumbs out. The piece I'm spitting out. Can people call you?
Yes, you can also do my Facebook page, which is.
What else was on there y'all had to eat?
The wraps, chicken wraps.
What's in the wrap?
Real chicken, spinach, you have wild rice, red cabbage, shredded carrot, and a chipotle sauce.
Let me get the lad of people crust.
And don't forget, you can eat as much as you want, cause it's not breaking.
Yeah, we're gonna give up X lines.
But they can reach at the same number I gave,
Woo.
you know, what they call it.
Lord, have mercy. Man, I got a whole show to do. What was I talking about, Dale? Oh, okay. He just chewing on TV. Okay. Your ass is just because you ain't got none. Man, this is good.
I appreciate that.
If y'all want some of this, y'all call
Guiltless eats.
who? Guiltless Eats. I don't feel guilty.
They don't, you know, a lot of people say that, they say gutless, they'll look at it and they'll see it on Facebook, they'll say.
Yeah, I thought it was gutless
You
too.
might have to spell it even out for them, just tell them to Facebook it and friend request it.
Montreal, London.
Yes, sir.
And look, that piece was good. I just wish I had another piece.
I'll bring you one next week.
You gonna bring the whole one next week?
Well, I can get you a personal, they're gonna order you a big one if you want.
Dale, you gonna do what?
She got a little leeway, she got some wiggle room, she has been, once upon a time, it was, I think it was a health fair out on Austin Peak, that I overbooked my schedule, and I was gonna be there with a couple of pieces and everything, you would have already had that.
Can you deliver me a piece in the office tomorrow?
Yes, sir, I deliver citywide.
Yeah.
No problem. I'm a one-man gang.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But brother, I like black men who are about their business.
Yes, sir.
And for us to make money, we have to come up with ideas and concepts that other folk are not doing.
Yes, sir.
And man, whew, that was so good.
You don't have to wait the next week, you can't order.
Huh?
You don't have to wait.
Order me a pizza for him to bring to me tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All they would have to do, honestly, with that number though,
Uh-huh.
they can just text the word order to the number, and it'll automatically.
Y'all
send
can
the pizza
text.
menu with the order text.
He getting the whole damn commercial, man. But that was worth it. That was good, man. Yeah. You said now turkey, what
No
now?
beef or pork.
No beef or pork.
What you're going on, if you know that you're slowly developing, you just wanna change your eating pattern of that, the foods are meant for that. I just help with the development pattern. You know, it's not meant for somebody to be ultra fit, but.
I ain't gonna never be ultra
I'm just
fit.
saying, I use it in the sense of, if we were at school, if it's an F student, what's your chances of going to a straight A student as opposed to being a C student first? So it's just meant for the development.
But man, I appreciate it. Give him a call, give his brother a call at 264-3166.
Yes, sir.
264-3166. This is a black business owner, Montreal. And y'all know if it had been bad, and I told him, man, don't give nobody no more of that. Mm-mm. I was wiping my mouth, so I was hoping that, Monette over there, looking at me wiping my mouth, would feel guilty about me having to wipe my mouth.
Well, she had two big ones last weekend, two large ones, so
And I ain't getting no second piece, but we all take that on off my desk then, so don't even let me look at that no more. I got a blues record for you.
You do, come on with it.
It's called I Love the Way You Walk.
Boy, let me walk with you. Yeah, like.
Y'all stay tuned after I go off
Oh, for pleasure to say.
for the Moment Phillips show. Let me get back to me.
Thank you.
all right, thank you, Daddy.
I want, what time you gonna have it delivered tomorrow?
I didn't say
Well, let me
that.
change my orders, all she has to do is let me know it's her still, so I can put it
Okay.
on my schedule for tomorrow.
All right.
All she's gonna do is get the schedule, the menu and everything.
Praise the Lord, that was good. Yeah, all right. I was talking about fatherhood with him,
You was talking about fatherhood.
and I was talking about my experience.
Yeah.
And the show started out on the pitch of, does a woman know what a real man is, and she's never had a real father? Then I kind of flipped it, and I went into my own personal story, and I guess you could take that both ways. Did I burp on the air? They said Wendy Williams farted on air. Have you seen that?
I wouldn't care.
I mean, it's been all over social
I
media
know, I didn't.
that she farted on national TV. Okay, better out than in. Oh, okay, at least I didn't do that one. Does a man know how to be a real man if he's never been around real men? And we get our lessons on manhood from the wrong places. Most of our friends as men don't have fathers either, okay? And many have said in their argument that the reason that a lot of young boys turn to gangs is because they don't have a role model. That's the reason I got proud of my grandson yesterday when I went over to Delano Optional School. My grandson, my 10-year-old grandson, because I got 4, my 10-year-old grandson at Delano is in the broadcasting class and has been in the broadcasting class since the 3rd grade. And he's so good in broadcasting that they had him on Channel 24 a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I'm gonna bring him on this show one night next week. But I went over to the school yesterday and it made my heart happy to see my grandson wanting to be in broadcasting. This morning he was on 88.5. Have you seen the tape they did? It's on my daughter's page, Jocelyn Matthews. That's my oldest daughter. Jocelyn Matthews. And he was so into it. So what I'm trying to do is be the role model and example for my grandchildren so that they don't have to miss out on life and get out in the street and get the wrong examples of what a real man is all about. Okay? I don't want my grandsons to make some of the errors of manhood that I made. Now I know you make something. It comes with life. I asked my oldest grandson, who's, what's the name of this college you go to?
MTSU.
Middle Tennessee. He was home, and that boy looked so much like me. Terrell, I asked him Saturday, because his mama ain't gonna have certain conversations with him. I asked him, boy, you effing granddaddy. I said, boy, you got my DNA with you, and you smooth and you slick. And I know that you got an interest in the girls, but don't let the girls take you off your game plan, man. Don't get no little girl pregnant. Now you gonna get you some. Okay, you gonna get you some. It's just that. Just make sure that when you get some, you get some condoms before you get the some. Get condoms, then get some. We've got to have conversations with our young boys. This real, whoever you are, you going from the page. We've got to formulate in our young men, because see, our daughters are in bad shape. Yeah, our daughters, look, if you got a young daughter right now, what does your daughter have to pick from? Other than stupid. What's she gonna pull from? Where is the pool of men that she's going to pull from that's gonna bring you a grandchild? The wheel's already been blocked. Well, so this subject is kind of laid back, but I just, and what I see going on in our society, man, margin ain't worth a damn. It ain't worth a damn. Look, if you hear somebody talking about they finna march tomorrow, don't y'all get in that madness, because when they get through marching, somebody's still gonna die, because we don't have a plan as men on what to do to protect our children, and you as women, you don't know what real men are, so you are falling for the game of these boys that want to be men, who got you fooled from the lessons they learned from the wrong school. Let's open up the phone lines. Ooh, that pizza was good, Dale. You had told me about that pizza before.
I
hadn't you?
have.
And I thought it was for the, what you call them people? Vegans? Okay. 901-231-9239. You as a woman, do you really know what a real man is? Who have you measured manhood by? Have you taught your daughters what to expect from these guys in the street? Who's gonna tell her, I love you, baby? No, he loves what's betwixt your thighs. Let's go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Aaron.
To accept, press 1.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Thank you, sir. Your topic from yesterday and today has really been on my mind, and I want to say thank you about it. I'm a 37-year-old man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I have a 6-year-old son.
Okay.
I have done my own studies as far as, like, I'm not with either of my kids' mothers, right? I was married to my son's mother. But I realized, and I know that just like what you were just talking about, that women are different from the ones that are raised by their biological father in the home compared to a woman that's not raised with her father. If you notice, most women that are successful raised by their mother and their father, especially a strong father figure, they post different, they walk different, they speak different, they move different.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the question you just said about what do we have as far as our kids to choose from when they get older, that's not much. I'm part of an organization called PHONE, which means Fathers on a Mission. And I'm a 37-year-old man that wasn't, raised by my father either. But I'm a homeowner. I've been a homeowner since I was 27 years old. I own my own business. I have my own company. teaching my kids about entrepreneurship because I'm not trying to raise employees. And
I
yes,
like that statement. You're not trying to
Right.
raise employees. I'm gonna use that one again now. I ain't gonna give you no credit for it, but I'm gonna use that one. Go.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I say that is because I watch my parents, I watch my mother who worked at McDonald's, who raised me and my oldest brother, and she was a homeowner, and she knew how to manage money. But I didn't learn how to be a man as a kid. I didn't watch my father, who she was married to at one time, love my mother properly. So just like what you were saying about learning certain things in the streets, a good thing that I had elders around me. I really much do flock to my elders, even my neighbors across the street. So my elders, and believe it or not, old movies taught me kind of how to be a man. I do believe in chivalry. I believe in open doors and pulling out chairs for women and things like that. Now, me being a divorced man, it's kind of hard being a 37-year-old man to date or court a woman because if you try to pull out a door, open the door for them or pull their chair out, they don't know how to receive it. They automatically think that you're doing that temporarily just to get in the bed with them. So I said it to say because a lot of women today do not know how it feels to be treated like a woman is supposed to be treated from a man. And that is the issue, and that's something that I promote, and that's something that I teach my 6-year-old son. He better open the door for his sister, his mother, his grandmother, whatever, because I'm trying to change the dynamics of how young men are growing up today. I don't want my kids, especially my black son, to grow up and fall under those same negative narratives that our young black men are living under.
Okay. All right, bro. How things?
Yes, thank you for the topic. Thank you for the topic because it's very much needed, and I wish more people start bringing it to the light.
Well, Doc, I appreciate you in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a place I spent some time at in my younger years down on Airline Road. So,
Yes, sir.
Take care, brother. Thank you. Here.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
All right. 901-231-9239 is my number. And I like that statement he made about raising your children not to be employees. We have taught our children, and we're the only folk that do it now. We've taught our children to get a job. We have not taught them to get careers, not to create jobs, not to create industry. There used to be a sign in the international airport here in Memphis that talked about it. That sign said, "Welcome to Memphis, the warehouse capital of the Mid-South." Now, what was that saying? The warehouse capital needs warehouse what? Workers. So then, I'm not concerned in the educational system, whether you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or somebody like that, because I need some workers at the warehouse. Y'all need to go out to Mr. Fred Smith's plantation and load some planes. We've got to change the mindset
To accept, press
of
1.
our
Send voicemail.
children. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, thank you for your topic tonight, Valley, man. You know, you said something, man, that really, I just always listen to you, but never called in. But you said something tonight, man, that really kind of triggered something in me. When you said something about your daddy, you know, and I see now, when you said that, I look at some traits now that I have that I didn't know this man had. And I know you probably used to work with my dad. I ain't never shared this with nobody.
Who is your dad?
My dad was blessed my own way.
Yes.
You know, with FDIA.
Yeah.
I was an outside child, man. And what really hurted me, that I hated my dad so much, and I'm gonna share this, man. I really did. I hated this guy because he had a record shop on Chelsea. Called House of Hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to his record shop one day. I was a young boy. I just didn't know that I didn't supposed to do this because my mama had a child by this guy, and I was an outside child. And I went to the record shop just to see him, you know, and and his wife, Miss Esther, was at the record shop.
Mhm.
And so I told her, I said, my daddy here? She said, who's your daddy? And I told her, Wade, and she said, no, he's not here right now. I'll tell him when he come back. And he called my mom and told my mom, tell him don't come up here no more. He's ruining my reputation. And from that day, I hated that guy. Never seen him no more after he died and stuff like that. So when you said something about your daddy, it made me feel some traits and stuff that I like to see. And I know he had a group thing for the Spirit Music Quartet. And it kind of tricks some stuff to me, man. And I really want to thank you for this topic tonight.
Well, your father, man, Theo Bless My Bones Wade, was a radio legend.
Yeah.
But that ain't the part that you were concerned about. You were concerned about Wade the daddy. And
That's all I wanted.
I remember House of Hits, and I remember his wife. Did you ever meet any of your other brothers and sisters?
Yeah, Theo Jr. and
Right.
Phil and I, Wade and Emmett. I tried to communicate with them when I got older, and they told me that they rather leave a situation like this. They didn't want to have nothing to do with me. I come out an outside child. And,
Well, brother, wait a minute. Don't feel like the Lone Ranger. Look, when I found out, man, who my daddy was, I found out that my daddy had some daughters here in Memphis. I got in touch with one that was in over in Arkansas, and I met her and met my father's last wife. So they gave me the names of all of these sisters. So I want to meet my sisters now. Okay? One was in Houston. She passed away about a year ago. And we would talk from time to time. But the two here in Memphis, I remember, man, after I found out I was excited, I met them. One of my sisters looked just like my oldest daughter. They could have been twins, okay? During that period of time, I was jumping on Brandon Porter for something. I don't even remember, okay? Me and Brandon was at it, Bishop Brandon Porter. This woman sent me a text message. I can't even think of my sister's name now, but she's a member of Greater Community Temple Church of God in Christ. She sent me a text that told me, in essence, you can't be my brother. I can't love you as my brother because you're talking about my pastor. And I sat there, it was longer than that. But in essence, she went through, you know, she didn't have nothing to do with what her daddy did, da 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 da. And I would be the oldest. He had 2 children that same year, but I happened to be the oldest. The sister that died that was in Houston was a few months after me. So he was just hot that year. And hell, like me. You know what? And see, I did the same thing. I had 2 children in the same year too. Okay? But man, see, you have to accept who you are. And you have to accept that, man, Wade not accepting you was his loss, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know what? And I'm gonna do a show next week. Write this down, Dale. I want to talk about the hurt that men go through that never met their daddies.
Man, but I so appreciate you, man, for bringing that topic up tonight, man, because it brought back memories, man, and it just really just triggered some things in me, man, because I tried my best to meet that man, and the only time I would see him when my mama called him and said, Wade, Reginald needs something, and he would bring something to get off the earth. He'd come by that little 65 Ford he had, somebody's house, and drop me a head up, get it to your mama, and he gone. He said, hug me and said, son, and nothing. So, you know, but I really appreciate you, man, for bringing this up, and I thank you so much for all that you do, brother.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
All right. I think that'll be a good topic to do. Maybe Monday night. the hurt that fatherless boys and fatherless men go through. There is a pain that many men, even when they get to be old men, you still have a pain of not knowing who your father was. As successful as I become, I did it by myself. But could I have done a lot more had I had a daddy backing me up? There were a lot of conversations I couldn't have with my mama, my auntie. I couldn't tell about all the little girls I was screwing. We never had that conversation about sex. Never. So all the things that I got from sex was from that woman that turned me out on the back of the school bus. And God bless her. And from the streets. Okay? And it was all the wrong lessons. So a lot of times, women don't understand the pain and the hurt that men go through. And the reason sometimes he's not a good father is he never had an example of what fatherhood is all about. He don't know how. He don't know what to do. He don't know what to say. And here's the thing also. Men, see, when you reach a certain age, you start to, if you got good sense, you start reflecting back on your life. What made me the father that I am now, because I ain't always been where I am now. I'm not gonna lie and say I've been that perfect father. I remember when I turned 50 years old, my life took a transition. And I remember I was at my auntie's house. My auntie was dead, but my mama, because my auntie died when I was 38. So I was over to see my mama over at 1098 Clyde, by the railroad track. I went by there on my birthday. She said, boy, you got some mail out there. I said, well, I'm getting some mail here. But I went to the mailbox, and it was an envelope with some red writing on it. You're laughing, Dale? Dale, you laughing at me? Because see, Dale had heard this story before. On the envelope, it said AARP. So I opened up the envelope, and the envelope said, today you are 50. Somehow that letter struck a chord in my life. Today you are 50. See, when I was growing up, I wanted to be 13 to be a teenager, then I wanted to be 16, then I wanted to get 18 because I'd be grown then. Woo! I'd be glad when I get grown. I didn't know bills came every month with being grown. Then I wanted to get from 18, I wanted to get 21. Then I wanted to get 25. Then I really didn't have that much desires then. But at 13, I could see 13 more years. At 16, I could see 16 more years. When I got to be 21, I could see 21. When I got to get 25, I could see 25 more years. But when I got to 50, see myself having 50 more years. And I had to take a retrospective view of my life. And I had to measure, and we froze on the TV. Can they still hear me? I had to take a retrospective view of my life. And I had to look at the mistakes that I've made in life. What can I do about the mistakes in my life? And the first mistake I had to come to grips was correcting the wrongs of fatherhood. Correcting the wrongs, creating a better atmosphere or a bond with my children. Now, I got 3 living children. My daughter, my baby girl, that's daddy's baby. Everybody says she's my favorite. My oldest daughter, because I was absent in her childhood, I had to work, because her personality is just like mine. She got that don't give a damn attitude. But we have come a long way. I went from being Thaddeus to Daddy. Now, that may not mean nothing to you. I went from being Thaddeus to Daddy. What does that say? What does that say, Thaddeus? It says that in the initial of you trying to repair the relationship, she didn't have the respect of you being her father. You were just Thaddeus, the sperm donor. Now I'm Daddy. Now she calls and checks on her daddy. My grandsons love their granddaddy. That boy this morning on the radio, and they videotaped it on the TV and radio over there. Michael Adrian Davis was doing the interviewing, and Michael Adrian Davis, as they was winding up, said, "Young man, I understand you have a family member that's in the broadcast business." "Yes." "Who is it?" "Thaddeus Matthews." "And what is Thaddeus Matthews you?" "My granddaddy." See, sometimes women, we have to correct our bad decisions as men through our grandchildren. And here's what I urge you as women: never tell your child your daddy ain't no good. Never tell them that. They'll see if he ain't no good. But there is always the chance that daddy may come around. I was listening to that guy there a few minutes ago who was talking about old man Wade, who had a pure reputation. Bless my bones, Wade. Known as probably the most premier gospel radio announcer ever. Manager of the Spirit of Memphis Quartet. His people just knowing that Bless My Bones was gonna be at a place would pack out the place. But that little boy that went to House of Hits on Chelsea and Dunlap, he didn't care about how big of a star his daddy was. He just wanted to meet his daddy. Now I got a son, Raymond Matthews. My son and I stay at odds. He looks like he could be my twin. Look like I spit him out instead of his mom. And dealing with your sons and dealing with your daughters are different. Daughters want their daddies. Sons, sometimes, even though you want, you don't give, you got to build up that don't give a damn wall. My son can take me or leave me. Sometimes we're good, most times we ain't. Can I blame him? No, because I wasn't there. I wasn't there. And I don't think he got none of his mama in him. That boy just like his personality, his attitude, his arrogance is just like me. He makes over $100,000 a year. He's 31 years old. Him and Dominique is like a month apart. I said, damn, I did just like my daddy did when I found out. And, you know, we'll talk from time to time. I got a grandson with him as well. But I tell guys, you can't force being daddy on children when you ain't been there. You've got to allow your children the time and the opportunity to heal. Because remember now, you've left a scar in their lives. Not being there is a scar. You cut them deep because they wanted their daddy, and daddy didn't know how to be daddy. Daddy was listening to the streets, and daddy wasn't there. So, damn, daddy, how you gonna walk in my life now, man, and act like you the shits, man? Damn, daddy. But you got to let it work. You got to let it heal. So I don't push my son. He moved to Nashville, doing very well, got married, done built a house, 31 years old, wants to be a millionaire, acts just like me, so I know he'll be one. Okay. I know he'll be one. And at some point, you know, every now and then he'll come to Memphis. He usually, when he comes to Memphis, he come by the church. You know, he comes to Memphis, I don't see him. But I don't pressure him. Neither do I bow to. See, I had that conversation with him. Man, I'm sorry. You're a grown man. Man, I'm sorry I wasn't there. And guess what, man? After you are godly sorry and you say that you're sorry, it's in the child's hands and in God's hands. And at some point, God has to soften the heart of that child. But I'm gonna talk about that. I think I'm gonna do that one Monday night, Dale.
Okay.
That'd be a great way, unless something jumps off over the weekend with these cases. I usually try to leave Monday nights open and do them come forth Tuesday. But if not, I wanna talk about, I think it's a powerful subject. The pain that boys and men go through that are fatherless. And there's a pain there. The reason that some men have not learned how to be good to you as a woman, because his daddy never taught him how to be good. The streets taught him how to be abusive. Don't take nothing off of her. Slap her around, knock her around. That ain't his real persona. He just don't know it. Now you don't pull up with it because he don't know no better. You don't let him whoop your ass. But see, women sometimes you don't realize. How many minutes I got left?
About 5 minutes.
You don't realize the hurt that men go through. Because, see, you know, we these creatures that we don't let you see our hurt. We want to shadow it. You ain't gonna see me cry. You ain't gonna see me feeling down. But we're gonna do that Monday night. Look, here's something else I gotta tell you about. Have you got your W-2 phone? Okay. I know some of y'all trying to go to TurboTax. TurboTax, that's fine and good, but they can't get you no advance. Okay. Let me just take a couple of minutes here to tell you that at Better Days Tax Service, the Raleigh branch at 3835 Raleigh Milton Road, we can get you up to $9,500 if you qualify. You may not qualify, but for $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. But here's what you got to do. You've got to come into the office with all of your paperwork, file your taxes. You can get your advance in as little as 3 days, 72 hours, maybe even quicker if you qualify. But if you do not file, you ain't gonna qualify. Well, I'm just gonna wait for all my taxes to get here. Your car note due next week, your rent due, the Memphis Light Gas and Robbery bill is due. So why not get yourself an advance? Okay. They gotta give you your W-2s. The law says that your place of employment got to have your W-2s by the 31st, okay? You need to call, if you already have your W-2, call the office. You can call right now. The office opens at 10 o'clock in the morning. 552-4599. 552-4599. 552-4599. You can call right this minute and make an appointment for in the morning or sometimes tomorrow. Let us get you up to $9,500 if you qualify. Better Days Tax Services, the Raleigh location, 3835 Raleigh Milton Road. Call right now at 552-4599. Also, in my closing, I invite you Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to come and visit me in Raleigh. Okay? Come and visit me Sunday morning at 10 a.m. My message this Sunday morning is going to be My give a damn, just don't give a damn no more. That's the message for Sunday morning. My give a damn, just don't give a damn no more. 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, will you come and visit with me? Naked Truth Liberation at Empowerment Ministry, 3835 Raleigh Millerton Road. And as always, on each and every morning from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m., I play the best in blues. I don't give a damn what nobody else tried to do. I'm imitated, but I can't be duplicated because I know how to play the blues. Join me on AM 1600 WMQM. Around the country, you can go to the Tune In app and just give me that. Just put in WMQM. All right, Monique Phillips is coming up next. I don't know what the hell. She always have a room full of folk. At least they ain't loud, you know, when they come in here. Cause I've been told, shut the hell, don't y'all see me doing what I do? And that dress she got on tonight is just tantalizing. So guys, y'all just stay here and watch her. It'll probably unfreeze once I come out. But thank you so much. But join Monette Phillips, and she has some guests on her show. I'll be back Monday evening. We'll do it all over again. Until then, be safe this weekend. Top of the evening to you.
You muted.
Am I gone?
Yeah, you muted.
So what we got up here? Are you going to reboot all over again?